Her ex was not liking her Instagram stories. He was not replying. He was not watching from his own account. Nothing obvious. But every time she muted one specific story from one specific person, her profile visit time moved within minutes. The first time was 11:36 p.m., the second was 11:41, the third was 11:38. And the uncomfortable question was not, can I prove exactly who viewed my profile? It was worse than that. Why does my Instagram profile keep getting checked right after I hide something only he would care about? That is where this story starts, because one profile visit time can mean nothing. Two can still be a coincidence. But when the same kind of visit keeps appearing right after the same kind of action, most people do not want a lecture about privacy settings. They want a timeline. They want to know whether they are imagining the pattern. And in this case, the pattern made her stop chasing a confession she was never going to get. Her name was Elise. She was 28, lived in Portland, and had been in the kind of relationship that is almost harder to explain than a breakup. Her ex, Ben, had not disappeared in a dramatic way. There was no giant fight, no cheating screenshot, no final paragraph text. He just got quieter. First he said work was heavy, then he said he needed a little space. Then the space turned into no contact, except he kept orbiting the places where Elise could still feel him. Not messaging, not liking, not saying he missed her, just appearing close enough to make her wonder if she was crazy. The thing about Ben was that he was controlled in public. He did not leave messy comments. He did not drunk-like old photos. He did not watch every story from his main account like someone who wanted to be caught. That would have been easier. Instead, everything with him came through timing. If Elise posted a dinner story, nothing. If she posted a selfie, nothing. If she posted a song lyric, nothing. But if she changed who could see the story, or hid one story from a tiny group, or moved something on her profile without announcing it, her Instagram profile visit time would show activity in the same narrow late-night window. At first, she hated herself for noticing, because nobody wants to be the person sitting on the couch at midnight comparing timestamps. She told her friend Mara, "I know this sounds pathetic." Mara did not comfort her in the soft way people do when they secretly think you should stop. She said, "It does not sound pathetic. It sounds like you need to stop keeping all of this in your head." That was the first useful sentence anyone gave her. Not, "He definitely misses you." Not, "Block him and move on." Not, "Men are all the same." Just, "Get it out of your head and put it on a timeline." The first real incident happened on a Thursday. Elise was going to a small birthday thing for a friend named Nora. Ben knew Nora. They had all been in the same loose friend group before the breakup, which made everything worse because nobody wanted to pick sides. Nora posted a story before dinner, a mirror video, 3 girls in a restaurant bathroom, bad lighting, too much laughing. Elise reposted it. Then she saw Ben's new girlfriend's name in Nora's story viewers. Not Ben, his new girlfriend. Her name was Claire. Claire had never followed Elise. She had never said anything to her. But she had this way of appearing around Elise's public life just enough to be noticeable and never enough to be confrontational. Elise stared at the viewer list for too long. Then she did something small. She posted a second story from the table, but she muted it from Claire, not from Ben. Claire did not even follow her. It was one of those messy Instagram privacy moves that barely make sense unless you are already emotionally tired. She hid it from a few connected accounts. Claire's best friend, one mutual, a burner-looking account that had watched 3 stories in a row the week before. Then she put her phone face down. At 11:36 p.m., she checked her profile activity. A profile visit window had moved. Again, to be clear, that did not prove Ben viewed her profile. It did not prove Claire did. It did not prove anyone's feelings. But it happened 9 minutes after she hid the story from the tiny group connected to them. And the thing that bothered Elise was not the visit itself. It was that the visit came after the hiding, not after the story. The public story had been up for 40 minutes. Nothing changed. The moment she changed who could see the next one, the visit window shifted. She told herself it was random. That night, she did not text Ben. She did not text Claire. She did not post a dramatic quote. She just wrote down 3 things in her Notes app. Thursday, 11:27 p.m. Story hidden from Claire adjacent accounts. 11:36 p.m. Profile visit time moved. It looked ridiculous written out like that. It also made her sleep better. The second incident was 2 nights later. Saturday. Elise was at home, eating cereal out of a mug because all her bowls were in the dishwasher. Ben used to make fun of that. She almost posted it, then got annoyed at herself for thinking about whether he would recognize the mug. So she did an experiment. Not a trap. Not a bait post. Just an experiment for herself. She uploaded a plain story of her living room lamp. No face, no caption, no song. She left it visible to everyone for 12 minutes. Nothing. Then she hid the next story from the same small cluster of connected accounts. This story was even more boring. A half-second clip of rain on the window. At 11:41 p.m., the profile visit time moved again. Mara was on FaceTime when it happened. Elise said, I know, this still proves nothing. Mara said, correct, it proves nothing by itself. That sentence should have made Elise feel stupid, but it did not, because Mara kept going. Now ask the better question. Why does the same window keep showing up after the same kind of change? That was the difference. Elise had been asking, is it him? Mara was asking, what changed before the signal changed? Those are not the same question. The first question makes you spiral. The second one makes you organize. That was when Elise opened, not because she wanted magic, not because she wanted some creepy answer like, Ben viewed your profile at exactly 11:41. That is not the safe way to read this, and it is not how she used it.